upon each one who's here. We come to honor a wonderful gentleman and lay not just his remains to rest, but those of his precious bride and daughter. For those of us from the university, this is sacred territory. This is home. And we're so honored that Brendan has chosen to stay here, at least what we knew of him, for time and eternity. We ask your blessing on our time as those who share, and as we gather together following this time in Montpelier for reflections upon him beyond our time together. Meet with us in a special way by your presence. I pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I'm not sure if there's a protocol. Who wants to share first? I have some things that have been given to me to read. I'll ask those who have prepared some thoughts to share. Raise your hand. I'll have you come. For those that may not know each of you, please indicate who you are and how you know Brendan.
I think I know many of you. My name is Judge Richard Stearns. Brendan and I go back to the early days of the war against terror, when he and I were the first, he the first agent and I the first designated prosecutor in Boston to take on that subject. When Brendan broached the idea, he particularly liked the conversation, of my speaking at a funeral, giving remarks about him. One thing he made me promise, my tendency to be somewhat loquacious, is please do the Boston Herald version. I'm going to be brief, but I just want to say a few words about Brendan's character and our friendship. And I know we'll be listening to stories and telling stories later today. After one of our more celebrated terrorism cases, which actually attracted more interest probably in Europe than it did here, BBC did a special. It was mostly about Brendan and the work that he had done. And I was asked what I would say about Brendan, and I told the reporter that he was possibly the best agent who ever worked for the FBI. Think back about that, I only retract one word, possibly. He was the best. Everything that made him a great human being also made him a great FBI agent. He was dedicated. He was faithful. He loved his country. He loved honor. He had no time for nonsense, but he also had all the time in the world for anyone who wanted his help, whose help he thought would be valuable. He was funny, he was empathetic, charitable, even in his later days with Habitat for Humanity and Meals on Wheels. Brendan was the kind of person who quietly gave, performed, and service. What did he love? Well, no one more than his beloved wife Cindy and his daughter Erin. The absolute tenderness with which he cared for Cindy in the last years was the measure of what an extraordinary man Brendan was. As I said, he was dedicated